Breaking news here on Seattle Seahawks today. We have a trade, a huge trade for the Seattle Seahawks as they have moved on from linebacker Jerome Baker as well as a fourth-round pick in exchange for Tennessee Titans linebacker Ernest Jones IV. Let's react to it all now right here on the channel. Tom Pelissero of the NFL Network breaking the news just a few moments ago. Trade. The Seahawks are sending linebacker Jerome Baker and a fourth-round pick to the Titans for linebacker Ernest Jones IV per sources. And here is the full trade recap in detail as the Seahawks, I'll be honest here, I am shocked with this trade, but shocked in a good way. Let me make that clear here. I think this is a very good move by the Seahawks for a number of reasons of why this works. And first and foremost, let me say this. Jerome Baker, I was very optimistic when the Seahawks signed him back in March in free agency. I thought that he was a good fit for a good value for his price tag, that one-year contract. But then we saw pretty quickly in his short time in Seattle that the injuries were an issue, and they remained an issue for Jerome Baker, and that wasn't something that he was going to be able to shake off. And in all honesty, the Seahawks should have been kind of worried about that, considering he had injury problems in Miami to begin with. Finally gets healthy, gets banged up again, was too in and out, too consistent. The Seahawks couldn't rely on him, and he became a liability because of it. I think Jerome Baker is a good football player, but eventually you got to stay healthy. You got to be available. What do we say around here? The best availability is availability. So with that said, you then turn your attention to Ernest Jones IV. And the question becomes at that point, all right, what is different about Ernest Jones compared to Jerome Baker? And there's a few things here. You're talking about a freak athlete in Ernest Jones IV. He's still very young, just 25. In the final year of his rookie contract, and he is a ball-hawking linebacker. If Mike Macdonald were to build a linebacker in a lab, he would look pretty similar to what Ernest Jones IV looks like. Of the guy that Mike Macdonald is looking for this Seahawks defense at that position, that's a player that Mike Macdonald is just rubbing his hands together and saying, here we go. We're excited. This is my guy. We're going to make this work. What is your one-word reaction? I'll give you my one word here in a moment, but want to hear from you guys first. Let us know in the comments section what that one-word reaction is. Folks, this is why you subscribe to Seattle Seahawks today. Once this news broke, I kid you not, I was in the restroom, got out of there, washed my hands, of course, and then we got our resources together. Smitty's not in till later. Big shout out to Jeremy Chugs for jumping in, making this video happen today to react to this as quickly as we can to bring you instant analysis. And folks, we're not even done today. We still have a live show coming up this afternoon with more on this trade as well as everything else going on with your Seattle Seahawks. This is why you subscribe. Help us reach our next milestone, 59,000 subscribers on the channel. And the best part about it, it's free. YouTube.com/SeahawksTV to subscribe now for free. So my one-word reaction for this, I am going to go with, wow, this is an earth-shattering move, an unexpected move, right? I didn't see this coming. We feel like on this channel we cover about every trade rumor possible, and I'll be honest, didn't see this on the radar. When you look at Ernest Jones IV, this is a guy that knows the NFC West, with him starting his career with the Los Angeles Rams, playing the Cardinals, playing the Seahawks, playing the 49ers, won a Super Bowl with the Los Angeles Rams a couple years ago. So he's got that championship DNA to him. Goes to Tennessee, and he literally just arrived not too long ago. And then Tennessee decides to sell the farm today. DeAndre Hopkins is now a member of the Kansas City Chiefs. Ernest Jones now in Seattle. And for me, this is just a natural fit for what he's going to bring to this defense, the age factor, and then the contract situation. We'll talk about the contract here in just a bit. It all just adds up. And when you look at his statistics, folks, this is somebody that just is all over the place. So far this season, on a bad Tennessee Titans team, he still has managed to make his presence known with 44 tackles, 3 TFLs, and 2 pass breakups. Last year, had 145 tackles with 14 tackles for loss, 4.5 sacks, which is pretty dang good for the position he plays, in 6 pass breakups. And then the nerd numbers from PFF so far this year, not bad, not necessarily great, but manageable, with an overall grade of 62.5, a pass rush grade of 65.2, a run defense grade of 68.4. And what have we said, folks, about Mike Macdonald, what he was looking for in linebackers ever since he took the job? Why is Bobby Wagner not here anymore? Why is Jordan Brooks not here anymore? Because they struggle in coverage. And now you bring in somebody that thrives in coverage, but isn't going to let you down when it comes to run defense or pass rush capabilities either. This is a well-rounded player, and I'm going to tell you more about him in a moment, but I got to tell you about our sponsor, Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the place to go for daily fantasy made easy. Here's how it works. You choose 2 or more players on any given category. Get the choice of more or less, whether you're talking fantasy points in football, rebounds in basketball, goals in hockey, home runs in baseball, all sorts of different categories to choose from. Go to prizepicks.com/SailAtS, promo code SailAtS, and they got a great offer that they are giving everybody right now, folks. It's $5. You put down $5, you get $50 to spend for free, and you don't even have to win to get that money. Got to take advantage of it. I'm already looking ahead to this week's action in professional American tackle football, as I got Patrick Mahomes to have more than 229.5 passing yards against the Raiders. Of course, that's going to happen. Kenneth Walker going up against Buffalo. Give me the more on 64.5 rushing yards. If I put $20 down and both these hit, that turns into $60 on Prize Picks. Play along with me, prizepicks.com/SailAtS, promo code SailAtS. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. Prize Picks, glad to have them on board here on Seahawks Today. All right, I promised I would talk to you about the contract situation. And, you know, the Seahawks went into this trade with about, give or take, $12 million in cap space. And this contract that Ernest Jones is on is cheaper than the contract Jerome Baker was on. Granted, both of them only had 1 year on their deals. But nonetheless, it's a cheap contract, and it's a major upgrade at the position. And you think about this for this Seahawks team of where they're at now, with adding Ernest Jones to the fold, playing alongside Terrell Dodson, who's looked pretty good here. You are talking about potentially setting up a young core for many years to come. I don't think Dodson's going anywhere. And I don't think you would make this trade unless you had the intentions of giving Jones an extension. I think it also sends a message to the rest of the NFC West and the rest of the National Football League that this Seahawks team is going all in on this year, right here, right now. And I know they had the 3-game losing streak. Believe me, I've heard it all. But even with that said, you look at this division race, this thing is wide open. There's no reason for the Seahawks to not be buyers and to go all in on this situation when you got the Niners just playing awful right now. The Cardinals, I don't think, are still that great. And then the Rams, they're going to be sellers. They're talking about getting rid of Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford and just blowing that whole thing up. There is a huge opportunity, a big window opening in this division. And John Schneider, Mike Macdonald, to their credit, they're going all in, all gas, no brakes, saying, why not us? Why not us? Why can't we win the division for the first time since 2020? You look at the linebacker position now for Seattle here, and you have some flexibility here. I like what I've seen from the rook, Tyrese Knight. He'll be a good backup for both Jones and Dodson. Drake Thomas has looked decent when he's gotten some snaps out there. And now you just got to figure out, all right, can we get some more help when it comes to the edge rushers? Derek Hall's been pretty solid. Boye's been a little banged up here and there. Draymond Jones last week was the best game we've seen from him, arguably the entire season. I want to see more consistency there, but there's reason to be optimistic. And for Jones, he has every reason to go out there and play his best football, because you are talking about a guy with a big audition ahead of him to show to the Seattle Seahawks that he belongs and that he deserves to get paid. And I think you're going to like what you see. I think this is going to work out very well for both the Seahawks and for Ernest Jones IV. This is a natural fit, this marriage between these two parties involved. Before we go, quick recap of this trade. The Seahawks get Jones IV. We say goodbye to Jerome Baker. Everybody wave. Also, goodbye to a 2025 fourth-round pick. That's fine. Who won the trade? Was it the Seahawks or was it the Titans? Type C for Seahawks. Type TEN for Titans. Weigh in the comment section. Let us know who you think won the trade. For continuing Seahawks coverage, subscribe now to Seattle Seahawks Today. We will see you later on this afternoon for Seahawks Today Live. Join us then.